YouTube? My name is Vic, and I am the Brooklyn Watch Guy. If it's your first time on my channel, this channel is all about watch buying, unboxings, and reviews in the affordable range, which I define as $1,000 or less. If you like that kind of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time I put a new video up. So now let's get into this video. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a review video on this guy right here. This is the Nixon Ripley. This is a very cool, very functional watch, packed with a lot of features. I actually really enjoy this thing. I've been wearing it now for about 2-3 straight weeks, and I'm very anxious to talk about it with you guys. So let's get into this review. Alright guys and girls, this is the Nixon Ripley, and first off, this watch is big. It's not little by any means. It's a big watch, but it's comfortable. It's lightweight. When I first saw this watch, you know, I do own some Nixon pieces, and put this down real quick. Yeah, I do own some Nixon pieces, and you know, so I do frequent their website. And I saw this maybe about a year ago, and the colorway that caught my attention was the gray one. This one comes in a few different colorways. The gray one is really dope, and there's also like a green, kind of like, I don't want to say camo because it's not camo, but it's like a hunter green color. That one's also really neat. But ultimately, I opted for this version, this colorway with the red, with the hints of red. This is not the strap that it comes with. They all come in like a rubber silicone strap. It's not an uncomfortable strap, but there's something about it that I hate, and I will show you guys further along in the video. One downside to this, negative display. Honestly speaking, for me, it hasn't been hard to see. It's been easy to see. Even in extreme sunlight, I've had no issues seeing the display. Maybe on the camera, you know, studio's a little on the darker side, so I'm trying to get the lighting right. And it might be a little harsh to show up, you know, without getting the light that's on my camera in there, glaring in there. But you can see it. It's not bad. You do get a backlight with this, and I'll show you that further along in the video. But let's talk about this watch, because this watch is really cool, and I really like this watch. I think you get a lot for the money, and it's not a very cheap watch. I got this for $200, you know, before taxes. So, you know, affordable, not cheap. So let's talk about the watch. Now, if you're a sci-fi person like me, I love sci-fi movies. When I saw the name Ripley, I immediately thought about Alien. Now, I have no idea if that's where the name for the watch actually came from. I just thought it was cool, and then when I saw the gray one with the little hints of like that like a neon green, lime green color, it did give me a little hint of Alien. So I thought maybe that is where the name came from. But there's nothing on the Nixon website that actually says that, you know, how the watch actually came by its name. So that's all me speculating here. But if that's where it came from, that's pretty dope. It doesn't look anything like let's say the Seiko Ripley, which is the watch that she actually wore in the movie, and Seiko re-released a few years ago. Those things are hard to come by. They're like super expensive too. I would love to own one someday, but not at those prices. But you know what? This is not a bad compromise if it is in fact named after Ripley. Let me get into this watch. So it's a big girl. 47.8 millimeter case diameter. Lug to lug, it is 49 millimeters. 18 millimeters thick. Lug width, 22.7. The Nixon website claims 23. I measured it myself, 22.7. I did get a 22 millimeter NATO in there, and I don't know if you can see, but there is a little bit of a gap, so you can get a 22 in there, and there's not too much gap. The movement in this, now, this is I think this watch is a really cool piece of tech. This is a Miyota movement, and it's an Ani-Digi, but unlike the Seiko Arni, the analog movement, the hands, are not slaved to the digital module. So the watch, all right, you can set the time independently with the crown, and that's pretty much all you can do with the crown. And then you can also display the time. Try to get that in there. You can also display the current time zone on the bottom. as your current time zone. And the red button is your action button. So when you move it around, that's I did one extra, but you got chrono 1, chrono 2, your alarm. You set your alarm. The all black, this all darked out mode. They call it city mode. Then this is back to the where I usually leave it on. There's this screen here. You get your altimeter. Underneath the minute hand, there's a temperature there, which I don't know. I think having a thermometer on watches is kind of not, I don't want to say useless, but I think most people tend to use it the wrong way because you're not going to get an accurate temperature when you've been wearing the watch on your wrist. You really have to take it off and set it down and let it, not have that heat off your body to actually get an accurate temperature. But then in this same screen, you also get one chrono. Then when you hit it again, you get the double chrono. Now, cool thing about this watch, get back here. Even though you have the main time zone, your time zone, you don't have to leave it there. You can change it. So you hold down this action button and it gives you the ability to change. I don't know I hope this is showing in the camera, but you can see that hour flashing, and then you just set it with these two buttons here, up or down, and you'll move it over minutes, seconds, 24-hour time, which I always leave my watches, the year, month, date, and so on. But if you if you press this button up here, you get a second time zone, which I always have my set on West Coast time. But what this essentially means is you can actually use this to track 3 time zones. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of functionality for this watch. To track 3 time zones in one watch is awesome. If you're a person that moves around, gets around, or some people are business people. They need to keep track of multiple time zones for business purposes. So that's pretty cool. I actually really like that it's not that the digital module or that the analog module is not slaved to the digital module. I think that's really, really cool. That gives you some flexibility. If I took this on a trip with me overseas, I would be able to keep track of 3 time zones. I always keep track of West Coast time because I have family out there. But then I could leave it on my home time, or I could just leave the analog time on my home time and then set time zone 1 or 2 for the time wherever I'm at. I think that's pretty awesome. Press this button back and it goes back. Backlight, let me show you that real quick. All right, so the backlight, it's on. I'm not sure if it's showing in the camera or not, but it's on. It's a very it's a really like field watch aesthetic. It's like a green color. I don't see it showing on my camera, but it's there and it is very easy to see at night. It's not difficult at all. But that's the backlight. So getting into further details about the watch, 100 millimeters of water resistance, so you could get this wet, and not be fearful of it. Case is constructed of a polycarbonate material, so it's actually pretty light despite its size. Crystal, there's nothing on Nixon's website or even in the instruction manual, which is a PDF, by the way, that talks about what the crystal is made of. I put this on my tester, and my conclusion is that it is very likely acrylic. Reason being, if it's sapphire, the tester is going to shoot all the way up into the red. It didn't do that. If it's a mineral, it's going to move a little bit, but it's not going to shoot all the way up. When I put the tester on it, it didn't even move. The bars just they stayed where they were. So that tells me that this is likely in acrylic, which makes sense because it's an LCD. I do own the Nixon Dork 2, which also has an LCD and is in acrylic. So this is my guess. I mean, I did test it, and that's the conclusion I came up with. That is not official. I mean, yeah, otherwise, I said this is a Miyota movement inside. I don't know about the watch, the battery's lifespan. I'll show you the back. The case back is screwed down, and you get some writing back there. It actually gives you the functions of the buttons. Stainless steel case back. Seek and enjoy. This is meant to be like an urban lifestyle watch. That's how it's marketed. But you know, for me, this is the Ripley. This is an alien watch. You know, and I think probably a lot of people that buy it are gonna actually think the same thing. You know, this is an alien Ripley watch. This watch is cool. I really like it. You know, I haven't taken it off. Let me show you guys before I finish putting this back in. Let me show you guys what I was talking about with the straps that it comes with, because it's not uncomfortable, but what I don't like is this thing. It has this security tab on the band, and what happens is that when you're trying to secure it, you see how right now it's struggling. Now imagine if this is on your wrist. See, now it's in there and it's locked. It seats in there tight. But when you want to take this on or off, it just gets annoying. And after a few weeks, not even weeks, I think a few days of that, trying to put it on, trying to take it off, you know, pulling this up and trying to get it in and out, that got annoying as hell to me. I appreciate that they took this extra step with the locking keeper. It is cool, and I do have another watch that does this, and it's the same thing. It's annoying. It is very annoying because sometimes you just want to move it around, you want to adjust it. So I don't like that, and for that reason, I just put it on this NATO. Not to say that this is uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's actually pretty comfortable. That part of it just got annoying to me. I didn't like it, so for that reason, I switched it out. But it's not the material. It's just that part. So yeah, 22 millimeter NATO, and you know, no problems with this at all. The watch is lightweight, so I haven't had issues with it. With all that said, let me give you guys some on wrist look. All right, so you can see what it looks like on wrist. She's big. You can see on my wrist, it kind of overlaps a little bit, not much. It's bulky, but it's light. It's comfortable. I could wear it all day. I have no issues with it. And see, you get some depth here. But this watch is dope, man. It's really dope. The dial, if you go to city mode, which is the dial all blacked out, and I'm trying real hard to get it to show here, there are indices there. So the 12 and the 6 o'clock are marked. So is the 2, 4, 8, and 10. They're marked. Now, these dark spots there that you might see, those are also indicators. So your 3, your 9, your 1, your 11, your 5, and your 7. Those are your hour indices for those hours. They're just darked out. But they are there. They're easy to see, obviously, you know, to the naked eye. But you can tell. So, you know, it's not hard to tell the time, even when you do go to city mode. You know, you turn the whole thing off. And that'll probably actually save your battery too. But you know, I don't like wearing it like that. I usually keep it there with the date and the time actually showing in the bottom. But this watch is cool, man. $200 on Nixon.com. You may be able to find this on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they're on eBay. Yeah, I think if you're interested on it and you're watching this review, I say go for it, man. Pretty cool watch. I'm loving it. My regret is that I kind of like the gray one, and I feel like I should have got the gray one. I just like that color for some reason. It gives me more that alien feel, that Ripley feel. So with all that said, ladies and gents, let me give you my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on the Ripley are, I think this is a really cool watch. You get a lot of functionality for $200. I think if you're interested in it and you've been looking at it, I think if you pull the trigger, you're not going to have any regrets. I'm in love with it. I know I say that about a lot of watches. I generally, that holds to be true. I like the watches that I buy, but you know, that's me. There are some here and there that I don't like and I get rid of, but not this one. This one is dope. This one's going to stay with me for a while. I have no regrets about this purchase. So that's going to conclude this one, ladies and gents. Until the next time, peace. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Vic, the Brooklyn Watch Guy. If you like my videos, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know every time I put new content up. Peace.